Hello and welcome to online open day at the Faculty of Social Sciences at Charles University. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Klára Hiláková. I'm the spokesperson at the Faculty of Social Sciences, and I will be guiding you towards today's open day. So first, let me say that we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, but do not worry if you miss something, because we will later put this recording online so you can watch it anytime later on in case you miss something. Today we are going to meet people from 4 bachelor's degree programs. They will introduce their programs, and feel free to ask any questions in the comments. We already have some questions from the form we shared with you, so I will be asking those on your behalf. Now, first, let me introduce the Faculty of Social Sciences. We were established in 1990, and we are the second youngest faculty at the Charles University, which was founded in 1348. Now, currently, Charles University is ranked number 260 among 5,000 universities evaluated in QS Global World Rankings, and number 4 in QS EECA University Rankings. Now, EECA stands for Emerging Europe and Central Asia. We offer 4 bachelor's and 17 master's degree programs. Now, some of them are double or joint programs, so we are kind of doing them in cooperation with other European universities. And you can also do your PhD here. Now, the field of studies you can pursue at the Faculty of Social Sciences are sociology, economic studies, political studies, international relations, communication studies, and journalism. Now, one of our core values is interdisciplinarity. So many of our programs do combine more of these areas, and you can take courses to kind of suit your area or to suit your interests. Now, our building is situated in Prague, or all of our buildings are situated in Prague, Czech Republic, which is a perfect location if you want to travel either in the Czech Republic or Europe. Also, it is one of the safest places and one of the most comfortable, affordable city to live in Europe especially. Now, let's come to our first topic that we will discuss. This is going to be admissions. We are already accepting applications for the academic year 2022-2023. So what exactly do you need to have your application considered? Now, I'm here with Michal Semyan, who is from the international office. He is our admission expert, so he will talk to me and to you also about what we need. So, what is the admission process at the faculty?
Oh, thank you, Klára. Hello, everyone. Well, the admission process is pretty easy. The first thing that anyone should do is to visit our website at fsv.cuni.cz, where he or she can find all the important information about the admission process, the study programs, their course structure, and their tuition fees, but also the tuition fees reductions or the scholarship opportunities towards your studies. Also, you can find there the link towards our online application. The application at our faculty is online only, and we will evaluate your application solely based on the documents that you will submit or attach towards your online application. Therefore, please pay great attention towards general conditions as well as program-specific conditions and documents, mandatory and recommended, which are listed in the online application. The general documents are such as the diploma and transcript of records from your previous studies, the English test certificate, CV, or motivation letter. But please do check the program-specific condition as well, because some of the programs can demand more mandatory documents or can demand some recommended documents. Work thoroughly on these documents, because these will be your representation to us, and the application will be evaluated solely based on these documents. Once you fully fill in the application, once you click or once you attach all the documents, and once you click the submission of the application, there is a last step that has to be done. It is the payment of the admission fee. The admission fee is approximately 30 euros, and you can pay it by card or by bank transfer. You will receive all the information regarding the payment in the follow-up notification to your email, which will be received after the submission. Please note that without the fully submitted application and without the fully paid admission fee, we cannot, unfortunately, evaluate your application. This brings me to the deadlines. We have two deadlines, and the application has to be submitted and paid before the particular deadline which you would like your application to be evaluated in. The first one is called early bird deadline. We highly recommend this deadline towards students from visa-seeking countries because this deadline is at the end of February 28th, and this gives you plenty of time to work on your visa application, prepare all the documents needed, apply for the appointment at the embassy, and submit the application for visa. This time will grant you that you don't have to be stressed about the process, which can be stressful sometimes, and we know about it. Therefore, we would like to help you in the process as much as we can. The general deadline then is at the end of April 30. Well, what will happen after the deadline gets through? We will evaluate all the applications that will be submitted by this deadline. This will take us around 3 or 4 weeks, and then we will notify you about the decision of the admission committee by email. Therefore, please be sure you give us your active and up-to-date email address in your online application, and please better be sure to check your spam folders and other automated folders during this period of time, not to miss anything from us. Hopefully you will be accepted, and you will receive more follow-up emails with more informative and with more information about the other process that will lead you towards your enrollment here in Prague in September 2022. Should you need any further questions, please refer to our website or write us an email at admissions@fsv.cuni.cz, and we will be more than happy to answer your questions.
Thank you very much, Michal. But we also have several, or let's say few topics that we can cover a little bit more deeply. Sure. Now, can we talk a bit about the tuition fees and reductions?
Oh, sure. That is a great question. We offer a set of tuition fee reductions. Of course, the broad information can be found online. These reductions, very important thing for the fresh years is that we administer these reductions for the fresh years automatically. So basically, you don't need to take care of anything. And if you will fulfill the conditions to receive the reductions, you will get it. You don't have to apply for it. The thing this year, very small thing, is that we would like to change slightly the system of the reductions to be more transparent. Therefore, the information that are online nowadays are a little bit more of informative, but we will inform you and all the students online well in advance the deadlines that you can know exact rules for the tuition fee reductions. We also offer some kind of scholarships. Our faculty administer directly the scholarship, which is called Development Scholarship. This one is meant for the students from developing countries and countries that are going through political or economic transition. And the deadline for this scholarship is by the end of April 30. But we highly support you in your effort to receive any external funding, any external scholarship. If you need some supportive documents, maybe supportive letter or the enrollment letter, please feel free to contact us and we will try to help you as much as we can.
One more question from me. What are the mobility possibilities?
Oh, that is a lovely question, because our faculty highly values the international environment that we have here, and also the international mobility and international experience to our students. We have a wide range of instruments, funds, and forms of students' mobility, and we will highly support you to plan to spend a semester or a whole year abroad. We also have a set of following master degree programs. Feel free to list through them on our website. And many of them, as Clara already mentioned, are joint degree or double degree programs. And you can learn there that your journey with us can go well beyond the bachelor studies and beyond Prague and Czechia. Well, thank you for...
Well, wonderful. Thank you very much for the introduction on admissions. But now we will move on to another topic. So thank you for now.
Thank you.
And we will talk about individual programs that you can study here at the Faculty of Social Sciences. Now we will be talking about 4 of them, 4 bachelor's programs. And the first bachelor degree program we are going to introduce today is Economics and Finance, that is taught at the Institute of Economic Studies. This program will give you a grounding in both theoretical and applied economics and finance. Now we will be talking to the program coordinator, Michal Červinka, together with the student of the program, Felix Schneider. So I hope they are ready to tell you everything about it. Gentlemen, thank you for being here and welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Michal Červinka. I am a coordinator of the English degree program of Economics and Finance. And my role in the program is to provide a better connection in communication between the international office and students, and also teachers and students. And also, as you can see, I'm doing also some PR activities. I have prepared a presentation, so maybe we can switch to the presentation. And here on the first slide, I have a few other names. So you've already seen me and Felix, but there is also Professor Chytilova involved in organization of the program. She's the director of the program. And we have also one other member of our team, Mrs. Bogranova, that is helping us with PR and activities regarding admission, and she provides a lot of useful context to international high schools around this region. To proceed, well, you've heard a little bit about our institute, but let me give you a little bit more information about the quality of economics and finance as fields at Charles University. We are doing, I hope I can say, very well in the international rankings. So you have some of the recent positions in key ranking systems in the world. And since we have a lot of international students and we have also this English degree program, we provide a lot of courses in English. Mr. Semyan already mentioned that there's a lot of mobility as well. So we have also a lot of international students who visit us. So we provide majority of courses on each of our level of teaching, bachelor's and master's in English. My colleagues already mentioned connections to other universities. So specifically, we have more than 60 connections in Erasmus Plus program. Plus, on top of that, we have connections to universities in Asia, Australia, and Americas. And just to give you a brief understanding about the size of our institute, we have about 600 students in total at our Institute of Economics, and about 1/6 of that is non-Czech speaking international students who are in our degree programs. We have about 80 graduates and bachelor's programs together each year. And of that, about 1/6 is the number of graduates in specifically the program that I'm presenting today. To give you a little bit more information about the career paths, the program contains a broad spectrum of classes covering specific topics in economics and finance, and that gives our graduates a lot of possibilities and a lot of very diverse paths that they can proceed further. Of course, the major part is that mostly our students don't go directly to proceed with their careers after graduating the bachelor's program. They go on to master's programs, and we also have lots of experience with transfers to prestigious universities and their prestigious master's programs. And to just give you some of the examples from recent years, we have transfers to masters in Oxford, Cambridge, and London School of Economics, which are considered top programs in Europe. Also in other countries besides Great Britain. Recently, a lot of students are very much interested in studying at Stockholm School of Economics, which is also very high in the rankings. But we have also transfers outside Europe, and we managed to have some master students after graduation of our bachelor's in Americas, the US, and Canada. The program is a 3-year program. It's organized according to the European system. So the general requirement is that you should collect 180 ECTS credits. Those are standardized study credits. And after passing each of the subject, you get certain number of credits depending on the difficulty level of the particular subject. And in total, you should collect this 180 credits and then take part of the state exam, which consists of 2 parts, which is the general debate and defense of a thesis. The classes are divided into 3 groups, depending on choice of students regarding the selection of courses. We have 16 mandatory courses. 2 of them are specifically for preparation of writing a thesis, but we have also courses devoted just to microeconomics, macroeconomics, introduction to finance and banking. And also we have classes of mathematics, statistics, and econometrics, because current studies of data science tools is a very key part of the program. About 40% of the program is elective, and students can choose from courses which we present in a list of possibilities. We have about 40 possibilities for students to choose from, and there is also about 15% of the program completely up to the student outside our scope of economics and finance, and that usually means that students take either classes from other institutes, from other major fields that the faculty provides, but also from other parts of the faculty, of the university. And very popular are also sports classes and language classes. Part of the program are also possibilities to take internships. We provide possibilities of the internship in Prague or in the Czech Republic, but it is possible to also gain credits for scholarship, for internships abroad, because Erasmus Plus program has this extra part for internships abroad. And during the first year, we share a lot of common subjects with another program which is going to be presented today, which is PBE. And students can make a choice during the first year to either switch to majors, and they can either proceed from our program to PBE or vice versa. I think Mr. Semyan already mentioned the deadlines for applications, and he also mentioned some common requirements on applications. But let me tell you briefly about specific key parts of admission for the program of economics and finance. One part is verifying your knowledge of English. And we accept a lot of standard standard diplomas or certificates like IELTS or TOEFL, and Cambridge first certificate or higher certificates. And we also, as of this year, accept also language cert, mastery or expert or communicator level. Of course, not all applicants need to provide these certificates. If you are a native speaker or you studied at international high school for at least 1 or 2 years of your studies, you are exempt from this requirement to provide during the admission. In that case, we ask applicants to provide a statement in the online system that you satisfy either native speaker or studied at high school in English. As I mentioned, very key part, or one of the key parts of the program are mathematical and statistics courses. And one of the requirements on applicants is also good enough knowledge of high school topics of mathematics. So a key part of the admission is also verifying certain certificate or diploma or grades which show sufficient knowledge of high school mathematics, and we accept broad number of possibilities. One of the quite popular recently are final or predicted IB scores. We specifically look at Group 5 mathematics. And we accept both the old version of IB and the new version of IB subjects, and we accept all possibilities on standard level and high level mathematics. The requirement to be able to submit your IB score is that your predicted total or final total score is 32 or higher. Some of our applicants come from British schooling system, so they finish with A levels, and this is also one of the possibility the applicants can submit. We specifically then look at A level mathematics or A level further mathematics, which can be combined with AS levels, and the minimum requirement for A levels is then ABB. We have some students or some applicants coming from Korea or China, so we also accept their national specific tests of mathematics. That same works with the American system of schooling, so we accept SATs and ACTs. In all of these possibilities, we specifically look at the part of section mathematics. And as of this year, that's a novelty. As of this year, we will also accept advanced placement grades, specifically Calculus AB and Calculus BC is now part of the admission. UJOP Poděbrady is an institution which is linked to Charles University and prepares students to study in the Czech Republic. And specifically in Poděbrady, they have training in mathematics as well. So we also accept their final exam score. And Czech national testing, similar to SATs or ACTs, is SCIO. So we also accept test results from SCIO Matematika, which is a mathematical test organized by SCIO. I am going to skip this application procedures and fees and scholarships because this was already covered by Mr. Semjan in the introduction. So I think I'm going to now have Felix to say a little bit more about his experience in the program.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I'll be heard by everyone. I'm now in my second year at the BEF program. I'm originally from Germany, but I've studied a little bit internationally, so I quite like the atmosphere in the program, to be honest. Originally, I had very high hopes for the program, and it almost fulfilled them. What you have to keep in mind, probably, if you didn't realize by the frequent slides from Mr. Cervinka, it is focused heavily on mathematics, especially in the first year. And so if you are good at mathematics, you will manage very well. If you're not so good at mathematics, you will be after the first year, definitely. That I can promise. Regarding the communication, that was something important for me when I applied. The international office in particular is doing its best to probably communicate as much as possible with all of these students. I do have a lot of emails in my inbox every now and then, but I'd say it's for the better, definitely. So they let you know of upcoming, let's say, student elections or new legislation the university has input, and so on and so forth. But you will definitely not be left alone if you are in the Czech Republic. And another very, very good thing that I believe was shown on the last slide from Mr. Cervinka, but we didn't get to it, are the BEF meetings. So every now and then, he and Ms. Chitilova and every BEF student who has time and would like to can show up for our frequent meetings. And then we'll discuss upcoming exams, or at the end of the year, we will talk about courses that went well, courses that didn't go so well. And so we are already able to give feedback not only to the professors, but to the entire faculty, and improve the quality of the courses, especially in today's times, for the next year. Then. Aside from that, regarding my classmates and the friends I've made, it is a very international program, even though it is fairly small. Please keep that in mind. At the moment, I know of 4 or 5 other students in my year group, at least, that are in Prague currently. We have a few more that are still online and in their home countries. But many of them do come from international schools, so do I. And so the similar background makes it very easy to get along, and has a very open atmosphere, definitely. And yes, we're all hopefully talented and do have fun in Prague, for sure. Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I'd make one little prediction. We have a student information system that is a little older than you might expect. I'd say it was not updated since the internet was invented, but you will manage to navigate in it as soon as someone has shown it to you for the first time. That will be the only little drawback I can think of at the moment. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Felix. I wanted to conclude with the possibility for you to find most of the essential information that we presented here today about our program on this leaflet. You can download it from our webpage, and I will also discuss with the organizers of this online open day possibility for you to download this presentation so you can read some of the detailed information that I didn't focus on specifically later on your time. So thank you for being part of this presentation.
Thank you for the introduction. I'll lead on from now on. We do have some questions from the students who would like to maybe apply. So I would like to ask you on behalf of the students, is there a master's degree program to continue in these studies?
Yes, at the institute, at the faculty, we have many and actually more master programs organized in English than we have bachelor programs. They also have a little bit longer history. And there is one program which is specifically designed to be a continuation of the program of Economics and Finance, and it's a master program of Economics and Finance. So you could have 2 extra years of Economics and Finance at the faculty. As of this year, we have another program in parallel to that, organized by Institute of Economics, which is Master in Finance and Data Analysis. So if you rather wish to exchange economics for more data science and econometrics and statistics, you could apply for this new program. And we have also a double degree program with University of Strasbourg. And that is about corporate finance and strategy. Of course, other institutes organize further master level programs, for example, international economics and politics. So there are other possibilities that our graduates can proceed at our faculty. But of course, we very much encourage our students to be bold and apply for more prestigious and higher ranked universities than Charles University. And we are very happy to provide support to our students in applications to these universities. I think Felix is one of the cases.
For sure, yes.
And now, second question here we have from the students, maybe for Felix this time, as he is a student. Students wants to know if we want to know some Czech people, or if we want to get to know Czech culture, will some courses be together with Czech students?
Definitely, yes. Even though the program itself is fairly small, I have the course I can think of at the moment, which is just an example. I have Microeconomics 2 currently, and it is part online and part in person. But if we add it up, I believe we might be up to a little under 100 students in that course. And the majority of them are indeed from Czech programs. But many of them do make use of their English skill and also enroll in English courses. So it is very easy to get to know, or at least meet them and go out for a beer after school if you like and are old enough. But yes, yes, a lot of Czech students will be there as well, definitely.
Great, thank you very much for your responses and also for the introduction. So that was Michal Červinka, the program coordinator, and student Felix Schneider for economics and finance. Thank you very much again. Now we will move on to another bachelor's program that we will introduce to you. Now, if you want to learn Czech language on top of studying Central European area, then maybe history and area studies might be the best for you. The program is taught by the Institute of International Studies, and its director, Jiří Vykoukal, will tell you more about it. Welcome, Mr. Vykoukal. I think we probably don't hear you. Can you please turn on your microphone?
Sorry, may I share the presentation? Thank you.
Yes, you can start speaking now. We can hear you now.
Okay, just I'm trying to find the presentation for the... Can you see the presentation now? Yeah, it's there. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, so let me introduce the program and myself. I'm the academic supervisor of the program History and Area Studies, which is one of several international programs of the Institute of International Studies, which is an institute doing what we call area studies. So we focus mostly on area studies and modern history. This is a very international institute having a lot of contacts in the field of research, teaching, and organization of academic life. History and Area Studies is basically one of several English programs we have, and it's the only bachelor program We have now it's basically we have the second year of the program, and if anybody would like to continue with this program at the MA level, then there are several options. Then I would recommend either programs which we do in our institute, which is Balkan Eurasian and Central European Studies, or Master in Area Studies. Or the second option is to join programs which are based on joint or double degree, and joint degree is European Politics and Society, where the Consortium of Universities. This is an Erasmus Mundus program, and the other one is International Masters in Economy, State and Society. Again, the Consortium of Universities headed by University College London. We have also English doctoral degrees in area studies and in modern history. So there are several chances how to continue in Prague in our institute. Like in the previous case, we do the program in cooperation with the Institute of Language and Vocational Training, so-called UJOP. And unlike other programs which use basically UJOP only for Czech classes, we created program where the Czech language is indivisible from the teaching of basically topics relating to history and area studies. So basically the main info about the program is that it's a 3-year bachelor degree. It's offering a complex understanding of Czech and Central European history, culture, and politics. And it's connecting the teaching of those topics with active knowledge of the Czech language. At the end of the program, you should have a B2 or C1 level, which depends on student's choice, what's basically better for him. And during the program, we basically progress in the use of the Czech language. So at the end of the program, you should be able to do classes in Czech and to use written and spoken word as well. As regards courses, then we have the Bologna system, which means that we have 180 credits for the whole program. Program is divided to compulsory courses and optional courses. Here is the selection of courses which are focusing on history, politics, and culture. So we have several introductory courses to area studies, political science, history, world history, international relations. We have courses with the focus on Central European history, culture, Central Europe within the process of European integration, and also we do the course which is analyzing the present situation in the Czech Republic and Central Europe. As regards Czech language, then we have a set of courses taught by already mentioned UJOP, and we start basically with something like basic Czech, which is the 4-semestrial system Czech classes in the first year and in the second year, and then basically those classes are something like an introduction to more developed level of the Czech, where we do academic writing, we do academic Czech in humanities and social sciences, which means Czech terminology, academic language, and so on. There are courses where you will be taught how to use the Czech in the academic field, to write, to read, and at the end the program is finished with the so-called state exam, which is the culmination of the program. And this state exam consists of the defense of the bachelor thesis. Then there is an oral question, or not question, it's a debate about chosen topic from Czech or Central European history, politics, or culture. And the third part of the state exam is that you will be given an academic text in the Czech language. You should read it, understand it, interpret it, and discuss it with the exam board. So as I said, unlike other programs which either taught certain topics in English, or programs which only taught the Czech language. We are trying to combine the two things together to produce basically graduates which will master Czech language, which will be able to understand current issues, history, culture, which would be able to comment on Central European affairs, and which will be able to apply their theoretical and practical knowledge in their prospective jobs, which means that this is something what is aiming at your position at the labor market, because with the knowledge and skills gained from the program, you can work at the regional, national, or European administration or governance. You can work for NGOs, you can consult public affairs, work for media, and so on, but always with the good knowledge of the things in English as well as in the Czech language. There is also another important issue, because with this program you can continue in various programs, not only in our institute or in our faculty, but you can apply for various programs at Charles University or out of the Charles University. And what is something like a value added is the fact that you will get a good knowledge of Czech, good enough to apply for any MA program in Czech, which is important from financial point of view, because according to Czech legislation, all programs delivered in foreign languages must be paid, while all programs taught in the Czech language are free regardless of your nationality or citizenship. So if you pass the program and will have good results and reach the B2 level of the Czech language, you may be able to apply basically for any Czech program and to continue your MA study in Czech Republic, but you will not have to pay for it, which I think is also a good point for anybody who is moving from his home country to the Czech Republic. So basically, to finalize, why history and area studies? Because you will get a good knowledge of Central Europe in its historical, political, and cultural context. You will get Central European affairs from the first hand. You will get fluent knowledge of the Czech language, will be included in a very international and friendly environment, and your chances for your next career, either for job or for the study in any other MA program, is relatively very high. As for the admission, then what we need or what we ask is like in other programs, online application, copy of your diploma, transcript of marks from previous studies, your CV, motivational letter, and the documents showing the level achieved in the English language, where we have the minimum board of 7, which is basically then translated to C1 level, to ILE test or other sources or types of English exams. Application deadline, like in other programs, is end of April, and we have the early bird term for application, as we organize several rounds of entrance exams. So basically, if you apply very soon, you may know already in March that you were accepted as a student of this program, and you don't have to wait till, let's say, June, July, or August to know if you were or were not accepted. The fee which we ask is 4,000 euro per one academic year. You can pay it each semester, so it's 2,000 euro per one semester up to the end of the program. So if you pass successfully the state exam, then you'll graduate from history and area studies. The program started last year, so we have in general something like 12 students in the program. It's basically a program where we don't ask a high number students. We would like to focus, discuss with students to provide them with certain exclusivity, which does not mean that you cannot meet the students from other programs or even Czech students, but only with a reasonable number, because the program is for you. So it's not basically to satisfy, for instance, the rising number of Erasmus students or students coming from other exchange programs. So we still try to keep certain exclusivity for you as the core students of this program. Also, as for any other students, there are many other options open for you. For instance, international exchange, you can apply for Erasmus exchange, you can apply for exchange, which is based on inter-university or inter-faculty agreements. You will have a chance to meet your colleagues from many other programs. And just the final remark, which relates to COVID situation, we are ready to teach the program in all possible forms, which means that we already been teaching the program in person. We were teaching it completely online. We used the hybrid teaching, where part of the class, part of students is in the class, part somewhere online. So we learned a lot from the COVID period, and so then all options are open. Of course, the best way for us is to meet students in person, discuss with them, etc. But this does not depend on our decision. This depends on the development of a pandemic situation, but we are ready to basically do the program in all possible forms to satisfy students' demands, etc., etc. Okay, so this is all for me. Here you have data about the program, email, Facebook, and Instagram. Here you have the website where you can find other information or relating to the program. If you would like to know more, just you can contact me by email or send an email to so basically any other contact, or if you will be in person in Prague, you can just call or email, and there is no problem to meet in person if the situation, of course, will be okay. So that's all for me and for the Institute of International Studies, and thank you very much, and I'm ready to answer all your questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vikulka, for the introduction. Also, we do have some questions on behalf of the students for you. So obviously, history and area studies are very specific when it comes to Czech language. So the students would like to know, how proficient will my Czech be after finishing these studies?
As I said, it's B2 up to C1 level, where there's open choice for students because the minimum level is the B2. But if students would be interested and will be willing to do some more work, it's possible to reach the C1 level.
And now, does this program already has some graduates, and what maybe are some interesting jobs that they are doing now, or what interesting jobs could possibly done?
No, it does not, because as I said, the program started last year, and because this is a 3-year program, so now we have students in the 2nd year. We will have students next year in the 3rd year of the program. So first graduates will appear in 2023.
And now maybe one last question from my side, or let's say from the students. They want to know, what facilities do you offer to students? Maybe are there libraries, cafeterias, lounges, or just common rooms that the students can spend some time together?
Okay, so you know that the situation is now complicated because we are out of the building. So we have our building in Inonice, where there's a reconstruction and construction of the new building. So we moved to the other area, which is close to the original building. So we teach in the campus or quasi-campus in Nové Butovice. So we offer, of course, facilities like library, like electronic sources. We offer also, there's a cafeteria, the room where you can eat something, etc. But still, up to 2023, we are in a provisional situation, like other two institutes, political studies and sociology. So we are in 2023.
Now, thank you very much for the introduction. That was History and Area Studies that is taught at Institute of International Studies, and that was Mr. Jiří Vykoukal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's move on. We are going to introduce already third bachelor's degree program. We are going very fast. And so the third one is Politics, Philosophy and Economics. It is a program taught by the Institute of Political Studies. And its aim is to provide students with a grounding in political science, and it includes international relations, philosophy with focus on political philosophy, and social ethics and economics. Now, as the name of the program stands for Politics, Philosophy and Economics, it stands shortly also for PPE. So it will be, the PPE program will be introduced by its director, Janusz Salamon, and a group of 4 PPE students. So I believe there's going to be a lot of students inside. Welcome.
I'm sorry, we can't hear you.
I'm Janusz Salamon, the director of the PKE Prague. Since our program is fairly large and very diverse, with over 100 students from a few dozens of countries, we thought that it would be great to have diverse input from the students. So my job would be mostly introducing students who will say something exciting about our program. Perhaps only for start, I will say that PPE is a great academic brand born in Oxford some 100 years ago. Many prime ministers and leaders of political and social and media life in Britain graduates of this program. As a young person, I was lucky to get scholarship, and I studied at Oxford University. So my main job as a director here in Prague is to make sure that our program is kind of a faithful copy of the PPE Oxford. So let me start perhaps with Malaika. Hello, Malaika.
Hello. Yes, of course. Well, when I was applying and the program PPE comes up, it seems impossible to handle politics, philosophy, and economics all together. But just to put it out there in the beginning, I'd like to say that the course, while it is a very good combination and it is very broad, it's also important to know that at the end of your degree, you get to specialize in either of the 2 disciplines. So you can choose whether to specialize in politics or economics, or philosophy or economics, or either of the combinations to make it easier. So just to let all the students who might be applying know that it is a very manageable course at the end of it. And just keeping that in mind, while PPE is very broad, it also gives us the opportunity to explore other disciplines and explore what you're actually looking for. So you may choose to specialize in just economics for your master's, or politics or philosophy. So it gives you a lovely base to move on for your master's, to apply to other universities, and also, of course, jobs.
Wonderful. So that's a great first round. Maya?
Yeah, and I definitely agree with Malaika. Studying PPE at Charles University has really broadened my horizons and has allowed me to explore all my interests, being interested in all 3 fields of politics, philosophy, and economics initially. And studying all of them together has enabled me to discover what I'm truly interested in and what I want to pursue in the future. And PPE lays a perfect foundation to be able to pursue almost anything you'd like. You can go into pretty much any career you'd like, and PPE is an amazing launching pad for doing that. You can go into politics, go into economics, even continue an academic career, which can also be helped by our double degree program with University of Bayreuth in Germany, where you can earn 2 degrees while only studying basically one and doing it between Prague and Germany. So I think that's also a great option offered by the PBE program.
Brilliant. Aldi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity to talk again about the PPE. I'm a student of the 3rd year, together with Malaika and Maya, and I want to thank the girls for what they said. It is a pleasure to talk about PPE because the program has offered me personally a lot of opportunities. I have been able to study all over Europe because I've done one bachelor before PPE, so I have a lot of experiences with European degrees, if you can say, and I have found a safe haven in Prague with PPE because, as Maya said, it really broadens your horizon, speaking on terms of 3 major subjects such as philosophy, politics, and economics. My focus here is economics and philosophy, but of course, having a certain background on politics, of course, helps. To add something more, I've also been part of the Bayreuth program that Maya presented, and I have to say that it is truly a rare opportunity to work for one subject or focus on one degree and earn the value of 2. So I would really suggest everybody that is here to really push on going to PPE, and why not try it, because it is a rare opportunity.
Wonderful, thank you, Aldi. Since Linda joined us, and Linda, we are doing like the first round of what are the first words you would like to say about PPE? You can.
Hello,
what
my
first
name
comes
is
to your
Linda.
mind?
Yes, the first thing that comes to my mind is that I consider myself to be extremely lucky to be part of such a program. I'm going to draw a little bit on my personal experience and my personal situation. I did not especially know what I wanted to do after high school. I didn't know what I was exactly going to do. I didn't know I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be an engineer. I knew I wanted to do something that has to do with social sciences. And I knew that I needed a program that would offer me a broad and spectrum of opportunities for my future, while at the same time allowing me to specialize in a discipline that I have the time to learn about. That's why I think PBE it's such an awesome opportunity, because while it gives you the broadest perspective of the world and of what happens in the fields of politics, philosophy, and economics, and these are just names, we go into many details. We do political theory, comparative perspectives, we studied ethics, we study macroeconomics, we delve into the details of such disciplines while still being able to grasp everything. And it's a very special opportunity and a very rare opportunity, especially here in Europe. Charles University is a very prestigious university, and it opens doors to a lot of opportunities, and being able to juggle and being able to study theoretical, practical, and being able to grasp everything is a great opportunity. And I feel very lucky to be in PPE.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Linda. What Linda said about this uncertainty that some people who finishing their secondary school this experience, this uncertainty about the future career brings to my mind a comment I heard recently from someone that PPE is like a liberal arts college in America, which has also this idea of bringing a broad menu of various disciplines, but in humanities, and prepare the undergraduate students for a decision to specialize in something on the master's level. So our PPE program is like that, and it keeps many doors open, but it focuses on economics and politics, which are kind of, tangible disciplines, which if you choose one and you pursue it, you may end up with a career that probably brings you more to the center of the market than studying humanities. Okay, guys, so let's do another round going into some details about the structure of the program, what we study, mandatory courses, elective courses, choice of specialization, choice of the thesis. Let's do another round. You are students of third year, so you can share your experiences, how it works, to what extent it allows you to shape your path. So to give to potential candidates some sense of what exactly we study, what kind of courses, and how many of them are mandatory, how many of them are electives. Would like to start?
I could go. Sure. If I may, so the PPE program entirely is completed once you have 180 credits, and it's advised that we finish at least 60 credits a year, and over the period of 3 years we can complete the program, and that means about 30 credits each semester. But you can, of course, as I mentioned, the specialization before, and so did Maya. It doesn't have to be all your courses don't have to be based on politics or economics or philosophy. It's a combination, so it depends on what specialization you have, and you focus on courses which would direct you towards writing your final thesis and will help. For instance, I'll give you an example. Like, you concentrate more on economic courses if you plan on specializing into economics. But besides that, you can also this is a very attractive factor of, I think, all the social sciences courses, is that you can take courses from any of the faculties, whether it be arts, whether it be humanities. So it doesn't have to be purely economics or politics or philosophy. It can be a mix of, you can take special elective courses as well from other faculties.
Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
I can go. Yeah, so when it comes to PPE and Charles University, you get to choose your specialization, and that helps you towards writing your thesis, which is one of the requirements before graduation. And with PPE, you have a very diverse course catalog, ranging from classical philosophy all the way to economic history and contemporary political philosophy and security studies even, which I found very interesting, which is also offered at the master's level, and so is PPE offered as a master's level with International Economics and Politics program, which is also a master's degree if you wish to pursue PPE on a higher level. And with studying at Charles University and all of its faculties, you have access to take any class you want. So even while pursuing PPE and that being your main focus, You can also enrich your mind by taking different classes at completely different faculties. Let it be math, humanities, medicine, physical education, anything is accessible. As long as you fulfill your mandatory criteria, you have credits to use at any faculty and take any class you want to take.
Could we go in Linda, into some details? How many mandatory courses? What is the percentage of electives?
Yes.
Seminars.
Yes, it goes like this. There's approximately between like 10, 12 to 15 mandatory courses, ranging from introduction to macroeconomics. You do not need to be afraid of not being a specialist in this field. We have introductory classes, which are mandatory classes, which are also prerequisites for some higher classes. So theoretically, you would need to study classics of philosophy in order to study contemporary philosophy. So it's very gradual like this, and it allows you to build upon the basic knowledge that you learn. So the student here is being guided, and that's the best thing about it. You're not alone. You're being guided. You're being told which classes you need to start first. We were first very overwhelmed when we saw the list of courses, but then the professors, they made us feel very comfortable when they guided us and they told us what we needed to do. Also, when you are specializing, there is a list of 10 classes that you take in order to finish that specialization. So, for example, when you're specializing in politics and economics, you have a list of classes that are more guided into politics and economics, and you need to have a minimum of credits in that little batch. So if you're specializing in that, you need to have your credits for philosophy, and if you're specializing in politics and economics, you need to have your little credits in politics and your little credits in economics. And it also is very good for guiding you, and the catalog of the courses is getting bigger and bigger. We are the first generation of PPE, and we are getting to profit from a lot of courses, and I believe that a lot of courses will be more added. Courses ranging from just like Malaika said, studying history and studying theory, to courses that are added now that study the contemporary problems and everything. So each class theoretically is 80 minutes, ranging with 40 minutes being a presentation and a lecture, and 40 minutes being a seminar. And a lot of the classes allow you to make presentations and allow for participations. So the PPE courses are very interactive, and they offer you a very unique perspective, since the input into these situations and the input into these courses is very unique from international students. Yes, that's what I would say. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, Linda. Ali, would you like to add anything about the courses, or should we switch to perspectives of graduate students? What you can do after you graduate as a PPE? What are your plans? If you perhaps want to share, what are typical directions that PP students may take? Yeah, you choose.
I could barely hear you, but
I see.
I will first explain. I will first explain some of the preferred courses that I took and what did they bring, and I'm going to talk about some of the perspectives that I have after I graduate from PPE. Okay, so first of all, I want to say that the first year, or the first semester of the first year, is very important for every university, but for PPE in particular, it is very important because it lays ground to everything that will be built later on. I want to talk specifically about Introduction to Philosophy, a Global Approach, and the title of the course represents totally what happens during the course. So you really get a global approach on how philosophy evolves, what is the basis of philosophy, and how it represents history on the modern politics, philosophy, and economics. So it is a pretty important course. Together with Principles of Economics, these two courses have guided me to what I've done now. So on my bachelor thesis, I talk about the political culture and the local entrepreneurial behavior in Albania, where I am from. And these are the two subjects that I'm returning to read because they really lay ground not only on my studies, but they will lay ground also on my bachelor thesis. PPE students have a lot of options after they finish the degree. So they can go for journalism, they can become ambassadors. So going into the direction of international relations, they can become economists. They can also become consultants, which would be a job that combines together some fields. Of course, people like me would go for politics. So what I plan on doing is going into the world of politics and digging deeper in the direction of political economy. So my idea of the future is that I will formulate together with my colleagues better economic policies for my country. But the spectrum here is very broad, so you can choose whatever you like, and PPE students have an advantage compared to others that we can adapt very quickly to the situations and to new knowledge, because that's how we are trained throughout our degree.
Thank you so much, Adi. That was a brilliant comment at the end, that the spirit of PPE is not so much to make students to acquire a certain amount of knowledge, but to learn how to think creatively as you go along throughout your life, reacting to the changes, which of course are speeding up. So it's a very kind of Socratic type of education in which we basically force students to swim in a deep water, and which may be challenging, but it's also rewarding. To learn the basic tools of economics and politics, and critical thinking that philosophy provides, but reminding them that basically a lot of what you learn today may be useless in 10 years, and you will have to learn more. But what will stay with you is your the ability to analyze and solve problems. Guys, could we say something more, ladies, about what you are writing about? Because you have exciting topics of the thesis, and the choice of the thesis is important because it's, as Ardi mentioned, he writes about what he wants to do actually in the future. So could you say something, Linda, Maya, Malaika, about your final thesis projects?
Yeah, definitely. Currently, I'm working on my thesis, and I've chosen a topic that is close to my heart. I've chosen to write about colonialism in Egypt and how that impacted the development of politics and economics. And I feel like this thesis topic is very important, and my research is forcing me to learn more about the way government systems work, especially with a specific example of Egypt. And I'm learning more about how institutions work, and I hopefully can go into a career in diplomacy or policy making as a result.
Brilliant. Malaika, Linda?
Yes, of course. My thesis is based Linda, would you like to go?
It's okay, Malika.
All right. Okay. So my thesis is basically directed towards the impact of social safety nets on economic development. And when we were listening to Maya and Aldi, it's interesting how we're all in the same degree, but we've all taken different approaches. Like Maya's taken a political and economic approach, Aldi's taken a very political approach. So my thesis is very concentrated on the economic side in the development sector. And I think that the thesis plays a major role in what I want to do in the future. So considering that I'm writing on a very developmental topic, I hope to go into the field of sustainability and a field related to the United Nations, and maybe intern at the United Nations Development Program, and or maybe in a field of foreign relations and public policy, because I think that this my thesis will aid me in compiling policies later on.
Linda?
Yeah, I think my thesis is the literal sum up of PPE, and my thesis is the ethical and political implications of a certain thinker's work on economic inequality. So I take what I see in real life, I take the situation that happens in real life, I inspire from my knowledge what I've learned throughout these 3 years on PPE, and then I analyze a certain thinker's work on that. So it was very hard for me to choose a thesis work because I was so deeply affected and so deeply influenced by all of the fields that I thought that it would be best for me to do a thesis that engulfs all of them, which just proves how intertwined these fields are. And yeah, this thesis has more of an international spectrum, and it could help me in my career in the future. I still don't know what I want to be exactly yet, but I'm pretty sure it will be something related to economics, international relations. Since I am a person that has 2 nationalities, I see the world and it inspires me, and I think that PPE was the rightest choice for me, and this thesis will help me go into the career that I want. I'm very grateful for that.
Brilliant. Interestingly, Linda is Czech and Tunisian.
Yes.
So just briefly, we end up with pointing to the elephant in the room, meaning affordability of the program compared with what you would have to pay to study PP in Britain. Or Aldi, perhaps you can start.
I missed the final part of the question. Can you?
The affordability of the program compared with what you would have to pay in Britain or in America.
Yeah, of course. It is very logical that the center of Europe is comparatively cheaper to UK and US. My background, as I said before, is that I've studied in some universities in Europe, but I'm also I have also dual citizenship. I am Canadian and Albanian, and from what I can say, North America is very expensive for the amount of knowledge that you get comparing it to the center of Europe. Now, in center of Europe, Prague is cheaper than every other capital city. It is very affordable in the sense of living. It is very affordable in the sense of studying, and it is also very affordable in sense of having fun in Prague, compared to Berlin or Paris or Vienna. So, me as a student, I have lived in Prague, and also I've passed some months of the pandemic in Prague. So I can say that even in those times that it was very hard to spend some time outside in Prague, it was still very affordable in the sense of opportunities for students compared to Vienna, because I've been studying in Vienna. Prague is also very cheap, because with a simple student card from Charles University, many doors open, and you can get, I can say, 80 to 85% of the products that you need as a student with very big discounts, like 50 to 60% discounts. So in this perspective, Prague is very, very cheap compared to by keeping the same quality. I can say it is very cheap to other European capitals.
Now, I am very, very sorry to interrupt you at this time, but unfortunately, we are at the end of the time limit. However, I do have one question for you, for Mr. Salamon, probably. Now, politics, philosophy, and economics, that is quite a broad area of studies, but what would your typical graduate do for a profession, for career?
Yeah, so Aldi and Gareth already pointed into some direction. Well, something very ambitious, well paid, very influential. It's a program for leaders, and yeah, so Aldi will be the future Prime Minister of Albania. Malaika will be in the UN, and Maya will be an ambassador of Egypt. That's their plans. And Linda probably will be the ambassador, Tunisian ambassador to Czech Republic, or the other way around, or something, or to some other country. So we accept ambitious students. PPE is a program that does not shy away from challenging students and telling them, yes, you can, and you can fly high. But 3 areas, of course, is politics, probably understood, business and economics, usually policy making, and the 3rd probably field is journalism. Journalism, studying PPE, if you want to be a journalist, is perfect, because what else? What a better program for future journalists than to learn something about both politics and economics, and also philosophy and argumentation and so on. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much again. So this was Program Director of Politics, Philosophy and Economics, Janusz Salamon, and for PPE students. Now let's move on. We are going to introduce our last bachelor's program, and that is Social Sciences. It is a program taught by the Institute of Sociological Studies. What is the aim of this program? It is to develop analytical skills in social science. And who will be talking about this program today? Program Coordinator Preti Rajendran and Program Director Martin Hayek. Thank you to you both for being here, and welcome.
Thank you very much for the introduction, and I'm very excited to talk about the bachelor's program in social sciences. I think we had such a great overview of all the other bachelor's programs that are there, the economics and finance, history and area studies, and the PPE. And I'm glad that the PPE explained their program before we did, before I'm going to, because it's a really good segue into the social sciences program. My name is Preeti, and I'm actually a PhD student here in Czech Republic, and I'm very excited to be supporting Charles University. I think it's a great university. It's an old and historical university with so many faculties, and our Bachelor's in Social Sciences program is relatively young and evolving, and it's exciting because it's a 3-year undergraduate program. So it's for students that are really curious about multiple subject areas in the social sciences. So it's similar to the PPE in that it gives you a very broad idea of different subjects in the social sciences like anthropology or sociology, politics, economics, and multiple things like that. But it adds one extra thing, and it really actually grounds students in research techniques. So along with the idea of wanting to explore different subject areas in the social sciences, this particular program grounds you in qualitative research and quantitative research and technical research, and has very, very interesting courses. The first year actually has courses that are focused on complex societies, then globalized societies, digitalized societies, and mediated societies. So it gives you a really interesting overview of what the world is like today. It talks not just about internationalization, but it actually talks about how villages, towns, cities, and different countries are so interconnected in ways that we don't even realize. And studying in Prague is a very interesting place to be because you actually do have the world here in a very unique context. And so if you are a student that's curious about how to consider social sciences and how to think about learning different subject areas within the social sciences, but in a small environment like Prague that is part of Central Europe and is also cheaper than Western Europe, it's a very interesting place to be. Thank you. Can everybody hear me?
Hear you. Is your microphone on?
Can you hear me?
Okay, good. We can hear you now. Thank you.
Can you hear me before as well?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure where I stopped. I'm not sure what happened.
Yes, I can just add or emphasize once more that this particular...
Nice and done.
Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Just?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I would like to emphasize once more that the difference between interdisciplinary social science program as PPE and social science program that we develop is that we are like problem-oriented program. We are multidisciplinary, but our aim is not to teach you all social science discipline or variety of discipline, but to teach you to solve problem, to learn methods, and to have problem, define problem, analyze it, and to solve it. So we are like practically oriented program that wants to create researchers that are curious, that take world as a question to be deal with, not just to learn and read books and to like acquire knowledge. It's really problem oriented, and this makes it a new program, a young program, because it's not based on knowledge as much as on competencies to be able to approach any problem and to solve it within social sciences.
Thank you for the introduction. We also have some questions from the students that they sent us earlier. Now, my first question would probably be, can you mention some topics that your students typically explore in their bachelor's thesis?
We have only the two cohorts, so they are not at the stage of the bachelor thesis. So they do their small projects, and these small projects, for example, in the very first year, they do project of research, their own research. And for example, what is really like popular topic is the problem of mental illness and the internet. So how social media are related to mental health. This is very popular topic. Other topic is poverty, how poverty is related to globalization, and this also shows that the program is not only about knowledge, but it's also about opinion, how to find evidence to base the opinion on. That is another particularity of our program.
Now, could you maybe even mention some particularly interesting or popular courses that students can take there?
Yes, sure. For example, mediated societies. It's very popular and well-evaluated course. It's led by media analytics Irina Rajfová, who is expert on medias in contemporary world, and this course solved the problem how our societies or how relations in our societies are mediated or are like replaced by media's relations. That what we feel as real relations is not what is tangible, but what is in the virtual world, in the mediated world. So this is something that our students feel that is real for them, and they can learn how they could do the research about it.
Great, thank you. And now probably last question from me, which was sent to us by our students. Are there any guest lecturers or experts coming to teach from other universities, from foreign universities maybe?
Yes, we have a special course on environmental sustainability, which is taught by two experts from the Center of Environmental Studies, which is affiliated to Charles University, but it's not a school, it's a research center, and we have a course that is led by these two professors, and they include students into their research and into the research they do at their center, environmental center, and it is focused on how to make our civilization more sustainable in the terms of relations to nature.
Thank you very much for the introduction and for answering all my questions. So again, that was Preeti Rajendran, sorry if I mispronounced your name earlier, and Martin Hayek from Social Sciences, which is a program taught at the Institute of Sociological Studies. Now, as you can see, that's all. We've already introduced 4 bachelor's degree programs. So this is all from our side. Just one thing that I forgot to mention during the introduction of history and area studies. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, and due to that, we didn't see the PowerPoint presentation, but we will ask Mr. Vikulkal to share it with us, and we will share it, the presentation into the comment section below this video. So again, I'll mention that, however, this is a live stream. You can, of course, watch it later on YouTube or Facebook. It will be available. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for your interest in Faculty of Social Sciences at Charles University. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired already. And see you in Prague. Bye.